Okay, so let's look at how we can build the basic frequency distribution, and this is one of the topic discussed in section 2.2. Now notice that the same technique, the same method here, that you can use this same method that we're learning now for any data set. Here you can build a frequency distribution for any data set. So here in this particular video example, I am building the basic frequency distribution for data set 1. And once again, if you don't know what data 1 or data 2 is all about, you check out your sheet that contain all the data sets, or you check out my other videos that introduce the data sets that we're going to be using throughout the rest of all these video clips here. So now, on data set 1, the idea now is that you just simply construct for yourself a table. Commonly, you do 2 rows. The row on top here, you would make a list of all the possible distinct data values. So here I would have, these are the top rows, list all my different data values. The bottom row would list the corresponding count, the physical count for each data value. And in fancy term, we call that the frequency. Okay, so if you look into the data, the first data value that I see is a 60. And so with 60 here, there really are 3 60s in my whole data list. So I put a 3 here. So 3, the actual count of 60, of the data value 60, would be my frequency for the data set for 60. Okay, and the next data value that I can see now is a 64, the next different data value. Or a lot of time I'm using the fancy term distinct data value. And here we have a 4 as the actual count or the frequency. So the next data value over is a 68. And here I have 5. And then I have 72. And I have 872. Then I have 76, and I have 676. I have an 80, and there are 4 of those. I mean, there are 6 of those again. Miscount. And I see there's 88 on the list, and there are 5. There's 96. There's only 1. There's 104. There's only 1 again, and there is 124, and there is 1 of them. And that's it. That's how we build a basic frequency distribution table, expressed as a table, represented as a table. Now, alternatively, now notice you do not always have to construct your frequency distribution table as a sideway table like this. Also, quite commonly as the first type of table, you can also build your table using 2 vertical columns, and each data is going to be added into the table here as a row. So here on the left column, you can call that you can make a list of all the data values here on the left hand side column, and on the right hand side column, we're going to look at the frequency. So I'm trying to build the same frequency distribution table again, but this time I'm using a vertical table, a standing up table. So my first value here is a 60, and now once again there are 3 of them. Now my second value is a 64. There is 4 of them, and here allow me to move a little fast because we already had a distribution for ourselves. So 5 here, and then 72. There are 8. 76, there are 6. 80, there are 6 again. And lastly, 124, we have 1. And so what I'm trying to say once again, alternatively, you can also build your frequency distribution table or to simply construct your frequency distribution, your basic frequency distribution, using a vertical table just like this, instead of the sideway one like we had earlier.